Gotta grind hard to stay on top. Watch out for the haters, cause they. Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Matt Royalty. We're here today, and I'm back with another podcast episode. Sitting next to me is the lovely
Lay the mother effing Bae, straight out of Brooklyn. What's up, R.E.A.L?
going on. And we're giving you that raw
Educated
analysis.
of life, baby. Let's go. Let's give it to them how they like it.
So we told y'all before that we both are huge fans of hip hop. So today we're gonna be doing something different. We're gonna be debating hip hop classics. And then maybe towards the end, if we run the album, we're gonna debate artists that are legends that don't have classic albums, which is kind of hard. There's some of them that don't. So the first one I wanted to start with
That is true.
that is DMX first 3 album run versus Kanye's first 3 album run.
You already know where I'm going with this. DMX, baby. X.
See,
DMX.
I am a huge DMX fan, and I was an X fan way before I became a Kanye fan. I'm not a fan of Kanye now.
Absolutely.
I'm not a fan of Kanye now. But
that motherfucker know how to stir up some controversy right there.
For real, don't he?
No, he really does. And I tell people, why y'all pay? By now, you shouldn't even pay attention to what Kanye's saying, doing. Just let the man be. He on a different planet.
He know how to just stay relevant. When he put out that Poopity Scoopity Whoop song, I'm just like, this man literally said Poopity Scoopity Whoop, and it got 1 million views on YouTube. He's won already. There's nothing else you could do.
Mm-hmm.
So, but DMX's first 3 albums are undeniable classic albums, all 3 of them. And
Absolutely.
And the first 2
Absolutely.
The first 2 came out in the same year. I think they came out with 98. I think they were.
Yeah. I think that's the genius part about it, is the fact that it was like back to back. You know, and they both did great numbers. Like, come on now. DMX, baby. All the way. You can keep your Kanye. Now, again, Kanye's first 3 albums, what was it? College Dropout, Graduation, Late Registration.
Late Registration, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. But nah, you ain't fucking with X.
For me, the reason I give it a little edge is because of the impact it had on hip hop. Like, that really brought hip hop to the mainstream.
Okay.
Like, everybody was talking about Kanye, and he was producer and rapper on there. So it was just like, okay, all of this came together to be like, okay, this man is a force to be reckoned with. And coming from under the Jay-Z tree, and arguably at that time, Kanye was bigger than Jay-Z.
Yeah.
At that time, like, it was like,
okay, you could say that.
That's the only reason I would say that. But I think it's really close. Like, if we go in numbers wise, it's like a 9 and a 10, or a 9.5 and a 10. Like,
but see, for me, their styles is different.
Very much so.
DMX is, of course, dark, raw, and that grittiness, that aggression, that battle rap feel. Definitely. Let's not forget where we come from. You understand? Kanye West came and said, you don't have to be a gangster to rap.
Facts.
And so we get music like The College Dropout, Late Registration, and of course Graduation, because he came and he smoothed it out a little bit. Like, you don't have to be an NW.
And also, you got to give Kanye props for creating a whole different genre of music,
absolutely,
which was backpack rap. Like, before it was, like you said, the DMX, the gangster, I'll kill you, motherfucker type shit, and then I can rap about my life, and I don't got to be a gangster or nothing, but hey, that was a whole style, and people are still backpack rappers today. So,
and people have imitated their style, because remember, a lot of people said that Pop Smoke, put DMX and 50 Cent together and you make Pop Smoke. True. So it's not as if DMX just as well as Kanye, because I would consider Kanye a little bit more millennium.
Yeah.
than anything, because he came around that time. What was that, like 05, 06?
Yeah.
And so, we were what, 12? I mean, what, 13, 14 years old. So our ears were different from when DMX first came out,
Yeah, I was
you know?
actually grown. Well, I was a teenager when Kanye's first album came out, and then
Okay.
when Lay the Bae came out, I was like 18, 19, and then Graduation came out, I was in my 20s already. So I was like, I kind
And
of feel like,
so, look, you just said you pretty much grew up on the music, right?
yeah, yeah,
But you can also remember you can remember times or life events or experiences that you went through while those albums was out. Same goes
definitely,
for DMX.
same,
You
same,
know,
same. And they
I
they're like,
love
and then if you want to talk about them as artists, I really can't say who's more talented than the other because you have to include DMX. DMX was a hell of
DMX had people crying.
facts.
DMX had people crying. Come on now, man. I'm not taking nothing away from Kanye. He is a genius. But DMX had people crying
Do you ever
and praying.
do you
Come
ever
on now.
watch that show that he did for MTV back in the day, where there was just a sea of people that you just could not see the end of people, and he said stop,
Mm-hmm.
and he went the crowd dropped out, and he said drop,
Drop.
yeah, enough, shut. It was just like
Mm-hmm.
DMX had
Give
that
you
real
chills.
impact for real. And he the only
It
man
gives you chills.
out, I'm gonna kill you, motherfucker, in the album. Let us pray.
I know I gotta kill you, but before I kill you, let me say a little prayer. You gotta pray before you eat. So that's what that's what he was doing.
Right.
But I'm all X, baby, X all the way.
Well, I'm
All
team.
right,
So the next one, you can go ahead and start. What album you got?
I got Lauryn Hill, Miseducation,
Oh,
and then I put her against Little Kim, the Notorious K.I.M.
oh. Now those are talk about a different genres and everything too.
That
Uh,
was the whole point. Trick ya.
uh,
Now I want to know who you pick before I say who I pick.
I go with Lauryn Hill.
Uh,
I love Kim though. I love Kim.
Absolutely. We love Kim. We love Kim, but Miseducation, undeniably one of the best albums ever.
Ever.
When it comes to female, because again we're discussing hip hop and forget that Lauryn Hill is hip hop as well because she knows how to
Exactly.
sing, and she's displayed that time and time again and never fails.
Right. Her come up with the Fugees and everything, and that solo album, like it was just like she didn't need the Fugees. Like Wyclef wanted pushed her out of her own because he was like, "Look, I can't hold you in this cage with us. Like
Hmm.
you have too much to say." And that album, from front to back, flawless. Not one skip on there or anything like that.
Now, don't get me wrong. Little Kim, Notorious K.I.M. came out at a time where, again, I'm a young lady. I'm starting to understand sexuality a little bit more. I'm starting to understand my feminism a little bit more. And Little Kim gave people that security where it's okay to be sexy. Now, we end up taking it overboard as time went on, but she did do that. But Miseducation, Lauryn Hill, come on now, she is the queen, or Hill queen.
Right, so we agree on that one. Okay, here's one that we might disagree on. We gonna go Illmatic and Reasonable Doubt.
You see my face? Why? Just why?
uh,
Like you did this on purpose.
gotta do it.
Illmatic or Reasonable Doubt.
Yes.
Illmatic. Gotta go with Nas. And I love Hove. I love Hove. Absolutely. Definitely respect his craft, respect his business mind. But Illmatic, Nas be talking. Like, and he be talking that talk. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of a Loaded Lux when battling.
Yes. Yes.
because what they're saying is so powerful that it goes over your head. So definitely Illmatic.
There's so many quotables off that first Nas album. Rappers a flip for monkey flip right.
Hmm.
When I was with the composition, I'd be flipping. Like, man, come on. People wasn't rapping like that at that point in time. So it was just like,
Mindset though. You
right,
understand what I'm trying to say? Like the 90s, and we gotta remember again the eras in which this music is coming out. And so Illmatic was at a time where like shit was real. Like shit
right,
real. You understand? Don't get me wrong, but shit was real.
real,
You feel
real.
me? And so there was a different um not avenue. It was a different take,
Yeah.
especially for Illmatic. Like
And then
damn,
Illmatic and Reason About are two different
Nas is
on New York lifestyle because Jay-Z was talking about that lavish, I'm rich
hmm.
already shit. Nas was talking that broke, I'm still in the street shit. So it was just like you got to see two different views and they were
But
great.
that's why I respect the song "If I Rule the World" with him and Lauryn Hill, because remember we just said about the Miseducation album, an album that taught you something, an album that was teaching you self-love. And I feel like with Nas, it was if he was teaching us like we can be better than what we're doing now. We can we can achieve as much as we want to. Don't let this shit fool you. If I rule the world, imagine that.
Right,
Like you giving us young people voices to say, I could do whatever I put my mind to. Imagine if I did rule the world.
right, right. Okay, so
So who?
you can come with the next one if you want. Or I got it if you want.
Um, Nelly, Country Grammar,
Ooh,
or or Busta Rhymes when disaster hits.
damn it.
And just keep in mind that that album with Busta Rhymes has the songs "Where My Eyes Can See" and "Dangerous."
Oh,
Yeah.
but then Country Grammar on there and EI on there.
Mm-hmm. Mommy, ride with me.
And Ride With Me on there. Damn. For a
Yeah.
long okay, a lot of people don't know, for a long time when I was a kid, Busta Rhymes was my favorite rapper. And and
Why?
it was because I
Was
always
it the dreads?
it was the fact that his flow was so different to me. He was like standing out to me. Nobody was rapping
Mm-hmm.
at that time. Like it wasn't just the fast flow, it was the animated flow. And then he'd be all in your face in the video just
Mm-hmm.
like okay. He was that nigga. So but
That's why I say that if Busta does a verses, only person I see him doing it with is Missy Elliott.
facts.
And I think that'll be the first verses where it's a man and a woman, excuse
Yeah,
me, going head to head because they both had animated videos. They both were in your face. But my pick was Busta Rhymes. I picked Busta Rhymes. Country Grammar was a good album. I think it went diamond, if I'm not mistaken. But Busta Rhymes, his style, his everything, like just everything about him, his energy, just his overall, craft. I love Busta Rhymes. I gotta go with Busta Rhymes.
okay, so if we're talking artistry, it's Busta all the way. But that album particularly,
Okay.
the Country Grammar has a special place in my heart because it's one of the first albums I bought with my own money. So
Oh, Betito.
yeah, so I bought the album with my own money and I played that album out. Like it was just back in the day we had that CD player in my headphones. And that was like the only CD I had for like a couple weeks until I bought the Eminem CD. So I was just like, this is my shit right here. So
But see, look, we're you're from the West Coast. I'm from the
right,
East Coast. Here comes this, Midwest is what he would refer to, right? Yeah, it's the Midwest. And we're able to relate to it. It's my shit. Like, mommy, was like,
right,
that was my joint right there. You feel me? So again, different sounds, different era, different times, but the music, it just touch our souls. I don't know what the hell going on today. I really don't.
I have no idea either. Sometimes,
I'm lost.
sometimes. Okay, so I'm gonna go into two artists that are no longer here with us.
Okay.
It's I was gonna do Pac versus Biggie first, but I want to do Biggie versus Pun first. So I want to do Life After Death or Capital Punishment.
All right. Before I answer that, before I answer that, how long did you stay up to do this list? Because I feel like this list is a setup. I think that you put too much time into this list.
I just started thinking of classic
Okay.
artists, and I'm just like, okay, who? Boom, boom, boom. I just actually it didn't take me long to come up with this list.
Now, what album is Big Pun going against?
Uh, uh, like after that. So the
Life
second,
After Death. Life After Death.
uh,
Come on. And it's not even because Biggie's dead. It just showed from his first album to Life After Death growth. Sky's the limit. Like that song in itself just shows growth. You know, you don't have to be a hustler. You don't have to, like, the sky's the limit. Like, for me, everything's about evolution, elevating, evolving. And even though he only had those two albums, it shows growth. So for
true.
me, it's always going to be Life After Death. You know, and you want to talk about artistry? Come on now, Biggie wasn't even writing his shit. The nigga was like really off the dome. Like,
True.
we gotta keep this in mind, people. Genius. Ah.
I guess I'm gonna have to go with your Latin brother and go with Pun because of the lyricism. Oh, hold on. I think you froze on me. Can you hear me? Okay, you back. You back.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
So I'm gonna go with Pun because
Oh
the
Lord,
lyric.
you been praying because I will be big.
No, actually, like I love
Okay.
right after that.
Okay. No, no, no. I just want to make sure.
I'm just that Pun album. No, I still bump that to this. I bump both of them, but for me, I'm in the mood for some real lyrical, like uh,
Okay.
when he was like flipping the
Pun was
little
lyrical.
double bit of submitter, bit of. I was like, to this day, I hear that was like, give you the stink face. What was he? and and the Fat Joe and the Terror Squad, that was their first like breakout. Fat Joe was out already, but that was a breakout record for them. So
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna lie. Big Pun is lyrical
as
as
fuck.
fuck. Like, there's no debating that. I don't want nobody talking to me about nada, because the nigga is lyrical. Okay, but life after death.
Okay. See,
Life after
I
death.
know we're gonna have some disagreements on here. I knew we were gonna have some disagreements, but it's all good.
It all love, baby.
So who you got for me?
All right. Ooh, Little Wayne Carter 3
Damn.
or Jay-Z Hard Knock Life. And I think that was like volume 2 to his volume 1. I forgot the name of that album. I think it was like Lifetime, something like that. So again, Little Wayne Carter 3 or Jay-Z Hard Knock Life.
Okay, I need to look up Hard Knock Life album just to see what was
All
on.
right,
Uh,
I'm gonna give you 2 songs example that was on there. Of course, the Hard Knock Life song with the Annie sample.
yeah, yeah.
And Can I Get a What? I think that was the soundtrack to Rush Hour, the first
Yep.
one.
Rush Hour. Can I get a fuck you?
You
Oh, we got it had Money Cash hoes on there.
ain't got none.
Oh, it had
Exactly.
nigga what?
Money, cash, what money, cash.
Oh, and
So
it got
come on, baby.
a thing on there. Ooh, but I'm going with Lil Wayne the Carter 3 though. Still.
Oh, oh.
Okay, let me justify it though. That
God.
Lil Wayne was on his shit. Like he was arguably the best rapper alive at that time. Like damn near
Mhm.
every track on there could have been a single. Like from Lollipop to Dr. Carter
Yeah.
to Officer to Let the Beat Build. Like it was
Amelie.
track after track after track. I'm just like, damn, Pete
Mr. Carter.
Max. And that one had Jay-Z on it. So
Mhm.
and they both came a killer verse.
Well, for me, it definitely had to be Jay-Z, Hard Not Life. And only because of that sample that. And then the video that came with it, like the niggas in the middle of Marcy projects, like it's a hard not like visual with content, visual content, then the words that came with it. And then you had a Disney, you sampled a Disney movie. Okay.
Right.
Genius. Genius. Or just off that one track. Genius. So
And,
I hard not life for me.
and to this day, people still have to ask Jay-Z permission to use that sample, even though that was from the
Really?
yes. So Nipsey had to
Oh.
when he sampled it for Hustle and Motivate, he had to call Jay-Z. And Jay-Z's the one
You
that
get what I'm saying? Genius.
yeah. Jay-Z was about ownership before anybody else, like owning your own shit. Because he knew how important it was.
Ooh. He's still eating off that, huh?
Facts.
All right, which one you got for me? Come on, come on, come on. Make it good, make it good. Big money, big money.
Uh I think I'm gonna do All Eyes on Me versus Ready to Die.
Just why?
We told Biggie and
You
Pop.
you you get you getting ticklish by this, man. Like, come on now. I'm giving you easy ones. Come on. Thank God we're not on Drink Chan, because I'd have been drunk by now.
For real, take a shot.
Um, damn. I can't pick one. I'm sorry. I can't. And I'm not going to. Mm-mm.
They
I
both
can't.
they both have their things, and All Eyes on Me was the first album I heard. Uh, like first because I was on the West Coast. So,
Right.
but once I heard Biggie's album, I was like, damn, these are like just two amazing bodies of work. Like I, I don't think I could pick either. Shout out to Biggie, both
I'm
legends.
not doing that. I'm not about to. No, you wasn't about. You was trying to set me up with that one. Nah,
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm good. All right. Let me see. 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 Okay. All right. I had Beyonce's Dangerously in Love album. Oh, if hip hop, but then hip hop and R&B.
okay, okay.
I didn't put her next to nobody. So if you want, we could just critique the album because I love Dangerously in Love.
I love
I
that album
really do.
too. It's crazy. Back now, this is showing my age right here. I
Oh
didn't
Lord.
buy the CD, so my cousin had the CD, so I went over her house, and I'm like, burn me one, make me a copy.
Mm.
So she burned me a copy of it, and I listened to it. Uh,
Damn, remember you could do that, burn CDs and shit.
right.
The good time, the good
Those
old
those was
days.
the first mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Like I want this song, this song, this. I don't
Make
think
sure you got that one. I want this mixed up.
right.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a skip on that.
good old days. But I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm just like you be saying stuff and I be thinking about the good old days. There's no
Right?
burn
Gotta
CDs no
it's good
more.
reminisce sometimes for real. Like you ask these kids today, what's a burnt CD? They're like, I don't know, the CD you put in the oven. Lord, we had to rip
Oh shit! You know what? That'll be an answer these motherfuckers give us too.
for
I
real.
don't know a CD you put in the oven. I can't with you. I can't.
They don't
But
know
for
the
me,
having to look for music. Like we had to really go look for the music that
LimeWire. Remember LimeWire?
and give our computer all kind of aids and stuff.
Man, antivirus. Man, yeah, computer. If you had LimeWire, your computer was had virus. I don't give a fuck what you say.
For real.
But for me, the album Dangerously in Love, the reason why I loved it was because that was a time where I started to like boys.
Mm,
And, when a girl start liking the boy or whatever, every song that she hears is like reference to that boy. And Crazy in Love, Baby Boy, Me, Myself, and I, I was like, yes. And keep in mind that Beyonce's middle name is the same as mine, Giselle, also my daughter's name.
oh,
So I was in love with the album, but not B did her thing on that.
that
B did
album,
especially Crazy in Love.
like that album is so nostalgic for me because like music could take you back to a point
Mhm.
during life during that time. And the crazy thing was, is I was in juvenile hall at that time when the album came out,
Really?
and the biggest song on the radio was Baby Boy, and I would hear that in there, and I would feel like I was so caged in, but I would just close my eyes and
Mhm.
listen to her music, and I'm just like, I'm out again, I'm out,
Mhm.
even though like I'm locked up in here. Beyonce be somewhere else. It's crazy. A unit full of boys, gangster boys at that, 16, 17-year-old, and we listening to Beyonce.
Yeah.
I tell you,
See, look at your story you just told, where you were caged up. You close your eyes, and her music was able to allow you to visualize a place that you weren't in. This is what music used to do for us. Music saved my life, and I'm gonna always say that. I used to sleep with the music choice on my television because the sound of music, it just made me fall asleep better, and it gave me that sense of security that I wasn't getting at that time. And it saved my life. I love music. I love music.
yeah, that's that's so dope. Okay, I'm gonna take it back to hip hop, but this one is gonna be really hard, I think. And
Oh,
they're two group albums, so
you killing me
go
here.
with Outkast, AT Aliens, or Wu Tang Clan, 36 Chambers.
You just want me to get off. Like you want me to get up and exit the building because you just keep you fucking with me, boy. Like you really fucking with me right now. But I gotta go with Outkast. I'm
Oh,
gonna go with
I didn't expect
Outkast.
that at all.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm going with Outkast. Outkast, their name says it all. Let me start there. But secondly, their creativity, and I don't know what process they were going through or whatever to make that type of music, but listening to Outkast is what made me want to listen to the South music, like down South music. Honestly, um, yeah, Outkast for sure. I love the Woo. I love the Woo. Okay, but Outkast.
I'm going with Wu Tang. Wu Tang. Wu. I got to though. It's just that
Yo,
so
Wu Tang is they're a beast. Like the whole unit, a beast.
they're a nine-headed monster, like a group full of niggas that can rap, like for
Mhm.
real. Jizza, RZA, Method Man,
Unheard of, unheard of, never
Facts.
duplicated.
Never. I don't
You
think
ain't
there'll
never
ever
gonna
be
see another Wu
a crew
Tang.
of people that could all rap and then all have their separate careers and be great and still relevant to this day.
But see, that's what I was talking to my little brother about, because if you notice at the Hip Hop Awards, they brought back a lot of OGs. They brought MOP,
Yeah.
Wu Tang, Prodigy. Like this is hip hop. And when we talk about the Wu, you gotta put respect on the Wu's name.
Fact.
Absolutely. But I'm definitely on with Outkast just because it's sentimental to me.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think I would have picked Outkast before I went back and listened to the album and I watched the same show and I saw how the
Okay.
came together and like I didn't know that Raekwon and Ghostface had beef at one time. They were from two different areas of Staten Island, so they was beefing. So it was just like, okay,
But that's some real nigga shit right there, cause a lot of people don't know that. So
that
that what that tell you about them as men is
right,
that yo, you my brother, we're gonna handle this in between. You see what I'm saying? Like it's not just only the music, it's the person behind the music too. Because I don't want to listen to no fake nigga shit. I don't want to listen to what the fuck. Now you understand what I'm saying? But you rapping it, but you not living it. These niggas is living it.
facts. Okay, I got a curveball.
Oh
Uh,
God. Oh Lord.
only because they low key had a little beef this year or this past 2 years, but they're cool now, of course.
Who?
I'm gonna go with Doggy Style or the Marshall Mathers LP.
Doggy style.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Come on.
yeah,
Okay. Doggy style.
yeah.
And I love M. I like M. You understand? I know, he's a white dude coming into a black, trying to eat off us or whatever the case may be. But M is an MC, and we must respect that. You understand?
Facts.
He's an MC. He didn't come in this shit half-ass and nothing. He didn't come in here in pretending neither.
Right.
Because I've never seen some shit where I'm like, yo, like, you understand, like, how you go from this to that? Like, I never had to do this when it came to M. You feel me? Like, it was what you saw is what you got. And from, hi, my name is to, I'm sorry, mama, like,
Right.
cleaning out my closet, stand, a letter to stand, like, he showed you who he was, and he was very raw about it.
Right.
Staying away from him, but doggy style,
Yeah.
the
That's
the
why
the, the
that's why I respected
dog.
Eminem so much was because he was just being himself. It wasn't like he was trying to be a Vanilla Ice type thing.
Mhm.
Vanilla Ice was fake, and you we in the black community we spot that shit. Like you not being yourself.
Cool.
This nigga Eminem talking about I don't like my mama. I don't, my mama
But
cut
he would, but everybody, there wasn't a teenager at that time who wasn't feeling it. Because
exact
I was.
facts.
I was. I'm sorry, Ma. I never meant to hurt you. I never meant to make you cry. But tonight, I'm cleaning out my. Come on now. Come on. But Boogie Style,
Yeah,
Snoop is Snoop. And we're not going to take that away from Snoop neither.
yeah. I gotta go with Snoop too. Yeah, definitely gotta go with Snoop.
That's Uncle Snoop, Uncle Lion. Uncle Lion Snoop, right? That's what he changed his name to.
With Snoop,
Snoop, oh, Snoop Lion.
like a year or two into that Rasta album.
Listen, I'm all for it. He
Okay,
does no wrong in my eyes.
okay. The last album we're gonna talk about is gonna be the Chronic 2001 or the Blueprint.
You killing me here, bro. You just like really killing me softly.
And you got to consider that Jay-Z wrote some of the songs on Chronic 2001. So
I know. I know. That's the point. That's the aha. Um shit. Damn. Yo. I'm gonna go with the blueprint though. I'm gonna go with the blueprint.
it's the West over here, baby. I'm
The
going with
body of work. Oh, yeah. I'm going. So you go to the west. I'm going to the east because the body of work on the blueprint is again another example of evolving, growing.
True.
A what Hope said, niggas want my old shit, buy my old. I like he's telling you, and that even though that was on a different album, but he grows with his music. And saying God did. Did you hear the God did verse?
Yeah, yeah. Fire.
It's fire, but guess what? That's not no reasonable doubt shit. That's no blueprint shit. Growth. The nigga can't talk about sitting on the fucking stoops anymore. He can't talk about selling drugs anymore. He has to talk about what the fuck he's currently doing right now. And right now, he is the rap god. Who says different? He is. It is what it is. But Dr. Dre's the man too. We ain't gonna hold. But I had to
Facts.
go with the blueprint.
Yeah, I'm going with Chronic 2001, and I think I'm biased because that, like I said, that was one of those albums that
Of course.
and I played over and over and over and over. Like it was just like, man, like this was a blueprint for the West Coast type thing. Like you ride around in your car and you heard somebody bumping like a track from there, just like one of the tracks from there. And that whole album was about the production and everything. But I do got to give
Hmm.
credit to Jay-Z for writing, especially he wrote Still Dre. The whole thing. I knew he had wrote Dre's verse, but then I went back and studied. I didn't know he wrote Snoop's verse too. I'm just like, come on now, give that man his respect.
As we sit here and we talk about music, and we just named some classics, we didn't even name all of the classics,
There's so
but
many.
we named some classics because, again, like you just said, there's so many. But for me, again, it's gonna always be the evolution of music. You know, we went from Uncle Luke and Doodoo Brown and uh, just rapping on a corner to now being able to do it in arenas and different parts of the world. Hip hop is everywhere. Even the documentary of the Afro beats, they tell you like they started off listening to hip hop. And
Exactly.
the way that hip hop has influenced so much of our culture as a whole, not just a music culture, but as a whole culture is amazing to me. What I don't like and I can't really is just this new generation music, like, and it has nothing to do with the artist. It's like you're not saying nothing, bro. Like you're not it ain't hitting the way Hove was hitting back then or Busta Rhymes was hitting back then. Like I think that everybody sounds the same, so it doesn't give us flavors to tap into. We had flavors in mid early 2000s.
I think that the big difference of now is oversaturation.
Mm-hmm.
You had to go looking for stuff. Now there's a market where you can reach out to people and you can blow up in a day,
Mm-hmm.
literally a day. You can drop a
Yeah,
song.
I'm about to make a song. It's gonna call Bubblegum.
Right. I told somebody I'm gonna make a song with a stupid. So I'm gonna go famous. I'm gonna say make a song. Go retarded, and do the deacon, and then everybody. As long as I got a dance and pop into it, yeah, I'm gonna blow up. It's not
Nah.
a formula to it anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a song gonna call Bubblegum. Bubblegum, bubblegum in a dish. Yeah.
It's gonna blow
Let's
up.
see how far that takes me. But this is what I'm saying is music used to make us feel something.
Right, right.
Music used to save our lives. Now music is killing us. I just got, where I live now in Macon, Georgia, the number of killings have skyrocketed from last year. And it's due to the music that's out there. People really want to live the life that's in the music. You got it all wrong. They weren't glorifying the shit. They was just talking about what was going on because at that time everybody wanted to put what we were going through, the crack epidemic. You understand what I'm trying to say? Racism, all these things, everybody wanted to hide it. And so those voices back then wanted to say something about it. Now these voices is like, yeah, it's okay to kill. Yeah, it's okay to shoot. Nigga, you telling on your own fucking self in your own music. You fucking idiot. Like, what part of the game is this?
Exactly, exactly. Uh, uh,
What?
it's a dangerous spot, but I do think that
No.
there's glimmers of light out there, like the Kendricks and the Coles. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot more the other
Oh,
people.
I love J. Cole.
Cole is fire, Kendrick is fire,
Mm-hmm.
and Kendrick's last album to me was like you
Mm-hmm.
said about growth. It was really about growth, and that's one of the first
Yeah, it was.
a rapper talk about therapy in an album. It was just like okay, like
Mm-hmm.
some shit, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it. So he attacked those issues, which is what hip hop is about. What's really going on? Like talk about it for real. That's what makes hip hop so beautiful. And I tell people like from the beginning of hip hop is the only art form. It's a form of expression. So it doesn't just come out in
Yeah.
music because you have graffiti. That's part of hip hop too. That
Mm-hmm.
the breakdown
Breakdancing.
and stuff was hip hop too. It's however you felt like expressing yourself through hip
Yeah.
hop, it was all together under the same umbrella, which is the privilege that a lot of other musics don't have. Some music have a dance, but
Mm-hmm.
you have a dance and an art form behind it. It's so much. And that back in the
But
80s,
it's all our music though.
facts,
No matter what. Yeah, we stamped and put our foot on hip hop, but it's all our music. Classical music, country music, rock and roll. That's our the blues. You
definitely,
understand? Like a lot of these genres is what makes hip hop.
yeah.
So we not gonna act like
You cut out. Hold on.
was man enough for me.
You cut out. Can you say what you said
I
again?
cut out.
Yeah, you did. It had froze.
No, I said that sampling the music. Look how many samples we've had from all these different and I just said Burner Boy, his latest hit Last has the sample of Tony Braxton, Wasn't Man Enough for Me. Like that alone should
That's
just tell
dope.
you just right how dope, how influential, how live and real hip hop is. Like this shit is real.
Facts, facts. It it's crazy. I was just going down a rabbit hole the other day, just going through samples and everything like that, and the fact
Mhm.
that they took from what they were influenced by, and then now
Mhm.
crazy to hear now like there's a new rapper out. His name is Armani White, and he got that song that's blowing up on TikTok, the big T-shirt Billie Eilish or whatever. I thought he was another flash in the pan type of dude. I was just like, oh, he just one of these TikTok rappers. Then I saw him on Hip Hop Awards,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay, let me look him up. I was like, oh, bro could really rap. Like he could really rap. It's just, and then the fact that he paid respect to the sample he took was from Nori, and
Oh
then
yeah. Okay, I seen. Okay, I seen that.
and when Nori came
Okay,
out, I was just like, I lost my shit because I'm like, yo, this is my era. What you
but
going nut?
that's what it's all about, though. I'm not saying we're supposed to stay in a box. No. What I'm saying is we need to elevate with music. And again, sampling has been done since forever.
Right,
But when you sample something like Noriega, what we're gonna like, that's a classic. You cannot fuck that up. Like
right.
you just can't. So if you're gonna sample it, oh, you better make sure this shit hot.
Facts.
Don't come at me with no half-ass shit now.
Right,
You
right.
understand? That's why a lot of these, rappers and the OGs, they don't want their music sampled. What's that motherfucker who sampled Keisha Cole music? OT Genesis. Why? Just why?
I thought that shit was so hilarious though.
He played too much.
That was so funny. Keisha
And then
Cole got mad.
somebody else showed me a video of somebody sampling Dirty Diana.
Really?
Yes, it's one of these young boys, and I was pissed the off. You hear me? I was pissed the fuck off. So turn that shit off. How dare he?
That's crazy.
But the fact that he brought Noriega, I definitely respect, and I
Yeah,
respected him for that. Because nowadays these little motherfuckers don't know how to show no respect. They don't know what RESPECT mean.
right. Like girl that last year I think it was, she blew up using Nelly's song, the Hot in Here sample, and I was just like, do you even know who Nelly is? You like you want to sample dude's song, but you gotta know where it comes from. And these kids don't have no idea where this music comes from.
They need to have like a hip hop course for these
Yes,
new artists that come in and let you know how Ti got the trap museum. There
yes,
needs to be a real hip hop museum that shows you the evolution of hip hop. We gotta take you back to the first kindergarten, and then until you get up to the 12th grade, because y'all don't know
exactly,
nothing,
for real.
but music, like you said earlier, is a way of expression. I'm not mad at how you trying to express yourself. I'm mad that you wasting my time because this shit is trash. You're not saying nothing. I don't hear you.
Now we can't lie though, because there was some trash artists in our day. There was,
No, there was, and they were, and what we call them, one hit wonders.
yeah, but no,
We saw you, and then we would give you the boot.
there's like the a Sip the Shaka.
Oh, I
Who
love me some Silk the Shaka.
you like Silk?
I love Silk, but
Oh,
I don't like him as an artist. I just like him.
oh yeah, okay. I think honestly that was his appeal,
He
because
just
he appealed to the
tall,
ladies.
dark, and handsome.
He appealed to the ladies. That's why he
Yes,
had the career he did. But lyrically, he was ass. He couldn't even flow
no
on beat right.
booty. What
And
they be saying? Period. Period. Hey,
yeah,
no.
like an artist
I just like Silk the Shocker.
like Birdman, who is extra trash. Like,
Super trash.
but
But he knew how to get on the track though.
yeah,
He knew how to get on track. But he was trash too.
yeah.
He was trash. But we can't compare that our era of trashness with this era of
So
trashness.
this,
Because at least they had a different sound from each other. Even all of them sound the same,
yeah,
and so it's hard to distinguish sometimes. I'd be like, oh, who's that? Is this Young Thug? No, they'd be like, no, that's Gunna. I'm like, well, why he sound like Young? Like, I'm confused.
exactly. Like back in the day, that was called biting. You couldn't take somebody's flow and do that shit.
Yeah,
You couldn't do that. Like, no, we don't want to hear that.
you jacking my style. Why you jacking my style?
Exactly. You can't jack somebody's style. I mean, like, that's not cool.
Hmm.
Back in the day, you rapping like Nas. Back in the day,
Hmm.
fucking Twister and Bone Thugs got into it because they was both rapping fast, and then it broke down to, well,
And they
like,
were trying to see who started it.
right, and then it was like, okay, Bone Thugs is actually kind of singing and melodic with this, so they're different.
Hmm.
Rapping fast, but they're singing and melodic. But Twister, they was beefing for a second. It was because, don't do what I'm doing, get your own
Different
lane.
styles. But that was the same thing with DMX and Ja Rule.
Right, right,
Ja Rule sounds a little bit like DMX, but he came and created his own sound. And he was the
exactly.
first singing rapper.
Yep.
Let's be honest.
And we got to give respect
Before Drake had Rule.
where it's due, because I came up in the era where 50 had killed Ja Rule, but there was like a 3 year period where
Killed. He assassinated.
Ja Rule was that nigga for like 3 years straight. Ja Rule was that nigga. Like, nobody else in hip hop.
Absolutely.
And then when 50 came out and
Absolutely.
start killing him, like, it was still like a competition for like a cool second until 50 just blew up.
See, you keep using that word. You keep using the word kill. He didn't kill him. He assassinated him. Assassinated him
Yeah,
in his career.
yeah,
Okay? We didn't hear nothing from Ja ever again.
No, it was over after that. It was
That's when I said to myself, "Oh, this hip hop." Remember, all right, remember the hip hop beef DVDs that used to come out.
yes,
Remember,
Biggie.
Lil Flip and Ti, Cannabis and LL, and then that's what that reminds me of. Is them like the beef that they had.
Okay, I got a question. So we're
Let
talking
me
about
see.
beef. Who do you think won the beef between 50 Cent
What's beef?
and Game?
That's not beef.
You don't think so?
That's not beef. That listen. First and foremost, 50 ain't shit. People have to by now. If you have not understood or have come to a conclusion that 50 is an asshole,
Right.
because all hoes, that's not beef. That's 50 trolling.
Yeah.
There's no beef. To me, it ain't beef. To me, I just feel like just like the Mason Puffy thing, like two brothers arguing over some shit. Y'all need to go in a room, fight it out. I don't know what, but do
Right.
something. You know what I'm saying? But for me, 50 in the game, that's not no beef. You mad because you wasn't on the Super Bowl? Like,
No, I'm talking about the original in '05 and like '06 when he left because they was really
oh,
they was going at it. They was shooting at each other.
yeah. To the point where I think the game started the GU not shit. Like, all
Yeah,
right, if you're talking about that, now that was beef.
yeah. That I mean that part. Like, what do you think? Who you think won that back in the day though?
50.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It's
think
not see, I don't go ahead, go ahead.
I think 50 won the war, but the battle, the rap part of it, Game
Okay.
definitely won. Game won the rap part of it, but the war part and the business aspect of it, 50 was just way too business minded. The fact that he told was it Jimmy Hinchman or somebody to tell Game not to sell the G Unit stuff anymore and gave him a check just so he would stop selling the G Unit stuff,
Mm-hmm.
the G not stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it was
But
like
see, for me, like you just said, it was war and the game won the rap battle.
right,
50 to me is not the best rapper,
right, right.
but that was gonna be my explanation. He won the war. Like he won the war. So for me, it was gonna be 50 when it comes to that original first beef. Now it's just like y'all niggas just need to kiss and make up.
Right.
Fuck.
I'm just waiting for the G Unit reunion of all the niggas to shut up. Just, come on, man.
Like, come on, let's get some money together. Shit, listen, if Amarion and Little Fizz can stand on stage together,
Yikes.
y'all can make something happen. I don't care what nobody said. Y'all
You know
can
how
make
much,
something happen.
how much money
Okay?
that tour would make if Game and all the G Unit were back together for just a 50 city tour? I guarantee you every date would be sold out.
I know I'm in there.
They would all get paid.
I'm gonna be in there.
I'm gonna go there to see it just to see if they gonna fight on stage.
Right, right. But like you said, it will be sold out. Get to the money. But want sometimes people will leave the money on the table and take the respect,
Yeah,
which is understandable too. And so I feel like if all men can come at the table respectfully and deal with it respectfully, then no, I don't want to get a bag with you. No, we ain't gonna get this money. For me, it'll be nice, but reality is reality.
facts, facts. Okay, so I have a question for you. Can you think of any artists that are legends that don't have classic albums?
Gosh, like you just woke up. You woke up like this, didn't you? Um, yeah, you know who I was gonna say though? I was gonna say Biz Markie, but then Biz Markie, legend.
Facts.
Um, Who else? Somebody else that came in mind, but Biz Markie just keeps popping up in my head.
I think another artist that was a legend that doesn't have a classic album is, and this is hard for me to say because he has some good albums, but I don't think he has a classic under his belt. Is Jadakiss. The
I can see
Lots
why
might
you
have a
that.
classic album together, but
I can see why you say that though.
him by himself, like he has good albums, but classic that was just like undeniable.
Jada comes from that battle rap world where he's giving you a punchline. He's like, and when he's doing it by himself, yeah, you catch a momentum for a moment because he's nice, but I don't him like having I don't see none of his albums being classical. Like there's some joints you could bump to, but
Yeah, still to this day,
you're right. I never thought about that.
like
I never thought about it like
why is a
that.
classic song? He has classic songs, but a whole body of work.
Mm-hmm.
It's
No,
just it
no.
just doesn't. I mean, he has, and he's still a legend to me. But it's just
Yeah.
like it's some artists, like I said, like that just don't have.
Yo, like you really bring that up. Like that's crazy because I'm really here sitting thinking, and I respect Jada though because lyricist awesome, but that's a valid fucking question.
Now, a debatable one for me would be Fabulous because uh,
Ooh.
to me, Ghetto Fabulous is fire. His first album, Ghetto Fabulous, is fucking amazing.
Oh yeah.
But is it a classic? I don't know. To me, like I would have to be kind of biased because I like I said, I bought albums, so I bought that album. It was fire to me. So I'm like, but sitting back now, is it?
He's another one too we can put in there
Yeah,
where he's a legend, but he doesn't have a full body of a classic album.
right.
Fab nice too. But again, this is what I'm saying. Like you put Jada and Fab together, I think that's probably why they came and did that, duo album was because two different styles,
Right, right.
two different audiences. He talks that fly talk. You understand? Like that's what we would call in New York the fly talk. And Jada talk about that nitty gritty shit. And so for me, yeah, both of them legends,
Easy.
undeniably. Easy. But classic two albums? No,
It's crazy to think about
you don't
though.
got that.
People gonna debate you about it, but it's just like they don't. They
Mm-hmm.
don't. It's just it was the fact that they were those kind of artists would ever give you punchlines and bars at the bars at the bars, but
Mm-hmm.
bars can't carry you through a whole album to get you into a classic by themselves. You got to have
Right.
versatility, and Jadakiss is not a versatile artist. Jadakiss is gonna give you what he's gonna give you, and it's gonna be fire. It's gonna be good shit, but it's gonna be like the whole
Mm-hmm.
album of this shit is like, come on, bro.
Look at the word you just used though. You used the word versatility.
Yeah,
And to be versatile means that you have to have not just be open minded, but your intellect. And not saying that none of these, they're dumb or nothing, but your verbiage and what you're talking about could be different, but also relatable at the same time. And like you said, Jadakiss, he just gonna give you that raw deal straight back to back, and we love it. And the same thing goes with Fab. He's gonna talk that fly talk to you and take your bitch.
right, right.
But I love both of them though.
Me too. Me too. I love both of
I
them.
love them both.
I was talking about that before with some people like, it was like, well, can you be a legend and not have a classic? And I say yes. It's very, very possible that you could be a legendary rapper and not have a classic album. Everybody thinks just because, a lot of the legends do have classic albums that, like you could solidify your status without having a full body of work just because of your work throughout your
Mm-hmm.
career. Because there's
That's what I'm
features that
saying.
Jadakiss did and
Growth.
right.
Let's not sit here in front like when he did that versus battle against Dipset. That's like If you didn't know about Jada, you knew about Jada that night.
Right.
And that's why Fat Joe said what he said. Today's price. Yes, today's price is not today's. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because Jadakiss is like the underdog. Y'all been sleeping on him, but here he is. He got the whole crowd rocking off. Not like most of the songs they did was Jada songs.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So for me,
before the verses, I would have actually picked Dipset because they actually had hit records. They had,
yeah,
and then a lot of them, Cameron and Jewels and Jim Jones all had solo hits that was fire. So it
right.
but that's where Jadakiss showed that I'm a legend, because I'm gonna stand up here and do some freestyle shit, and it's gonna kill y'all. Like,
And it did.
it destroyed him.
Dead.
It was bad.
It was bad. I watched that versus like the back just to make sure my eyes and my ears wasn't fooling me. Right. Yeah, Jada, salute. Fabulous, salute. Right. But again, this goes back to what I was saying. Music, we had options. There's no fucking option. What the fuck is drill music? Because I don't wake up every day wanting to kill somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I need some love in my life.
On another podcast, like, what is it? We're going to go into it and dissect what it is, because I have no idea.
If we're going to do that, then I'm definitely going to do my extensive research, because from what I hear with drill music, a lot of motherfuckers not died.
Right.
So what we drilling?
Right. Because back in the day, we had drive-by music and shit, but that was just whatever was gangster at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was.
But niggas was spinning the block and hitting the right target. These motherfuckers, they just shooting. They shooting because they heard it on the song. Nah, we need to save the women and children need to be saved from y'all motherfuckers, because y'all know what y'all do.
This whole generation to me is pussified, because at least back in the day, niggas would throw hands with you. Now it's a cool thing for the niggas today to say that, oh, I don't scrap, I shoot. What does that prove? That you could buy a gun, nigga?
These motherfuckers, they sensitive. Not only are you sensitive, but you scared to get your ass whipped. And so because you sensitive and scared to get your ass whipped, what they say about scary people do scary shit. So you go get a gun because you can get your hands on a gun, don't know how to use it, don't know how to put it in safety, don't know how to put the clip in. Like, y'all don't know nothing. Y'all don't even know how to put this shit apart piece by piece and put it back together. Y'all just out here living reckless, like, for no reason.
And they got this new thing where, oh, it looked bad that you took an L. Every real street nigga that took an L. That's how you know how to bounce back. You got your ass whooped that one day. You was like, okay, this shit not gonna happen again. I'm gonna come back and beat all these niggas back. Like, for real, you gotta take an L sometimes. In life, period. No L's. I done took a couple L's in my life. I ain't gonna lie to you.
But that comes again with this generation. Scared. You are in fear. You are in fear. When you really don't have to be, but you are in fear. So you're gonna move scary. Period.
Yeah.
You feel me? But as artists like Lil Baby, because I be watching some of his interviews, Lil Baby don't have no tattoos on him. And he's showing you like, yo, y'all can do this shit. Like, we all getting money. Don't get me wrong, these motherfuckers getting money. They get into a bag. The overall message. You as a person. You understand? Look what's happening to Young Thug and Gunna. You understand? Like, where's our music leading us to?
Exactly.
You know, where are y'all leading? Because if hip hop is supposed to be our culture, hip hop is supposed to be live and direct, but hip hop was also leading us somewhere. Hip hop led us to businessmen. Hip hop led us to, educated men. Like, a lot of the old artists, and I'm not saying, the OGs, went to school after a while. You understand? Like, it's a transition. You're supposed to grow. Where are y'all growing? Where are y'all leading us to? Y'all ain't leading us nowhere but ratchet world.
Is that right off a fucking clip? That's where they're leading everybody because they don't have no.
I ain't following behind that train.
I'm not either.
No, no, no.
Shouldn't either. Like, look, you gotta have some goal. And the fact is, they want to spend the money faster than they make it, so they gonna go broke in a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
Because you could be an artist that like a who's the perfect example to me is two of them. It's Chameleonaire and Waka Flocka Flame. These are two artists
Ooh.
who took advantage of what they had at the time, and to this day are still balling. They still got money because they was like, okay, this rap shit not forever, bro. Like this, okay, I'm gonna take this money and go invest and do other shit. Fucking Chameleonaire owns part of Uber. Like, so he was smart.
Again, back to my point, growing, evolving. There's nothing wrong with that. I
Right.
don't understand why people seem or think that there's something wrong with that. When you wake up and you decide that you want to be a drug dealer, it's not supposed to be a forever thing, my man. You're supposed to stack your money, do what you have to do, take whatever it is that you already have, invest in it, and keep it moving. You shouldn't be damn near in your 40s still hustling. You shouldn't be damn near in your 40s still rapping because this is the only way you can feed your family. That's why I said whole business mind is crazy, and you have to respect it because he tapped into every avenue and every opportunity that came his way. And if it allowed him to grow, that's what he did. So this is what I'm saying. I don't be understanding these rappers when they rapping. First and foremost, you mumbling. Second of all, like, did you even go to school? You understand? Because what the fuck is this?
Right.
And what are you investing in? Stop telling me about Bitcoin and all this extra dumb shit. Investment, you invest in your family. Do you have life insurance? Or, if they took this all away from you today, would you still be able to maintain this lifestyle for your family that you already got them accustomed to? Like, these
Exactly.
are all things that mute your heart. You're not supposed to be a rapper forever. You're not supposed to be a drug dealer forever. You ain't supposed to be in the streets forever. That's just a means to an end.
What did E40 say back in the day? He said, "Don't buy an $80,000 car before you buy a house.
Hello.
You can't live in that fucking Bentley.
Hello.
You can't
They
live in that Maybach, homie.
they hustling backwards nowadays, and I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Is get your money, and there's a lot of money y'all getting money out here today, but what do you got to show for it in 10 years?
But that's why I'm glad that you and I have definitely partnered up so that we can talk about these different type of topics that affect hip hop. We're talking about finances, but not even just finances and records and classics and things of that nature, but also let's start from the root because everybody come from somewhere, everybody came from some hood. Let's start home because they say home is where it starts.
The vocals cut out. I couldn't hear you. I can't hear you.
I believe us as a whole to be good, we all have to be mentally, spiritually good.
Facts. Facts.
We got to get on one accord, baby, because something is wrong.
Definitely. Well, guys, we want your opinions down in the comments too. If you could think
Absolutely.
if you to think of some classics that we didn't talk about, or some artists that are legends that didn't have classic albums, drop them in the comments. And also give your thoughts about the state of the hip hop game today and the culture as a whole, like where we're at as a whole, because I think we're in a dangerous place, and it could go either way. But we got to get some knowledge into these kids' minds for real. So
Knowledge is power. Don't you ever forget that. Knowledge is definitely power. And the more knowledge you have, the more power you have. You know why? Because no one can take away anything that you have in your brain.
Right. Well, we thank you guys for watching. This has been the first official episode of the R.E.A.L podcast.
Absolutely. Y'all, we about to have a fucking ball.
Facts. I've been Royalty R.E.A.L. She's been
Lay the Bae.
And we love y'all. Peace.
Gotta grind hard to stay on top. Watch out for the haters, cause they gon' flop. Get it by any means, cause many feed for the spotlight. Time is of the essence like a stoplight. Keep your head up and toes down. At any second, it could go down. Niggas acting like they wanna throw down. Spin the block like a merry-go-round.